hottest episodes of In the Tank, the Freebird Sports Show, with your host Todd Coonan, Rough Notes and Casual Thoughts with Cassidy and crew, and much more to come. New programs are being produced and opportunities for other local programming and underwriting on 93Q Television are available. If you'd like to promote or create a local program for the new 93Q TV, drop us an email at info@93qradio.com. That's info, I-N-F-O, at 93qradio.com. 93Q TV, from our community for our community. Streaming Yuba Sutter's voices and stories.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 70 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted experts for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. We change lives and inspire true wealth, one person, one family, one business at a time. Shaw & Associates is a wealth management investment firm that specializes in taxes, serving as a fiduciary, putting your interests first. You can find more information or schedule an appointment by calling 530-674-1150 or on the web at shawassociatesinc.com. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
And we're grateful for Mr. Shaw's support. I just love community radio, but I say that because I own it. But it's such an opportunity to put over the air the things that I personally believe are important to our community. And one of the things I think is if it's not number one, it's close, and that's agriculture. So I'm very fortunate this morning to have from the Yuba Sutter Farm Bureau, right?
Yep, that's us.
Leslie Williams, Harry Sidhu, and Stephanie Younger. Did I get it all right?
Yes, sir.
First time for everything. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, you don't have to wear the headsets. I do, right? Because I got to balance the voices. But, yeah, so, all right, who's going to tell us what's a Farm Bureau? Why do we even have a Farm Bureau? Is it important?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Stephanie Younger, Executive Director of the Yuba Sutter Farm Bureau, and we are a membership organization, a grassroots organization that represents farmers and ranchers in the Yuba Sutter area.
You did not just say the Farm Bureau is grassroots. Did
we
you
are.
Just do that?
Yeah, yes. So Farm Bureau
you
actually...
You should have said wheat roots.
Rice roots. Well, we actually...
Orchard roots.
You know, believe it or not, we grow over 400 different commodities in the Yuba Sutter area, including things like orchards and almonds and walnuts and rice that you think of, but also a lot of specialty crops. So grassroots kind of covers it all, I think.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I couldn't resist that.
Yeah, no. So, we started actually up here in California, in Humboldt County back in 1910, and the Yuba Sutter Farm Bureau has been around since 1919. So started with grassroots, knowing that food comes from the farmers in our communities, and they needed representation with elected officials on the local, state, and national level. So we started as a grassroots, and the Yuba Sutter Farm Bureau is part of the California Farm Bureau. So here in Yuba Sutter, we have about 625 members, and California Farm Bureau has over 26,000 members. So we work together to represent California agriculture as a whole and give our local growers a voice.
So I'm making an assumption here. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So this includes big corporate farms as well as a mom and pop farm. So anybody
absolutely.
that's farming can be part of the Farm Bureau.
Anybody that's farming can be part of the Farm Bureau, no matter your size, no matter your commodity. We represent all farmers and ranchers.
I have 2 tomato plants in my backyard.
We would love to represent you. Yes, we'll share your issues with.
I can't wait to put the booth out in front of my house.
Yeah, we have big farmers that sell commodities to different like processors and groups, and we also have people that have farm stands. We have members that have stands at the farmers market or fruit stands, and so anybody that wants to connect their food to the community, we represent them. Anybody that has a business that supports agriculture, we want to represent them as well.
Yeah. Well, see, I tell people, Chamber of Commerce, everybody knows that name. But I didn't know what they did. And so I had 2 businesses at the time. They came over and told me. And when I got this radio station, I decided that you can hear the term Farm Bureau, right? The Farm Bureau. But what do they do?
Yeah.
Right? So thank you, guys, for being willing to come on, because that's the big deal, right? It's like, what do they do? California is just a a gold mine of food. And to have support up here, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So we represent the farmers and ranchers on the advocacy side, and then we also support the future of farmers and ranchers. So we have a nonprofit organization called the Fund for Ag Education, and so through that organization, we host days for a third grade farm day for all the third graders in the region. We work with FFA members. We have scholarships. We just finished our time at the Yuba Sutter Fair. We had a building called Ag Ventures at Palmer Hall, where we worked with partners in the ag community to teach the general public about the agriculture in our area and the importance of supporting your farmers and knowing what's going on around here.
Yeah. I tell people, we live on an island. You can't leave here and not hit farmland. I don't care what direction you choose, you're going to hit agriculture, right?
Absolutely.
So I had Mother Goose Preschool for 30 years. And whenever we would have the kids grow like tomatoes, they were just, it's like they've never seen, that came from a plant. You know what I mean? It's just great stuff for kids. So do the schools, you guys participate in the schools with programs?
Our big program is through our farm day. So last year we had 19,000 third graders.
Wow,
so
that's way too many third graders.
we call it organized chaos. So where everyone comes to the fairgrounds, we have about 46 different community partners that come and do educational displays. We encourage them to do hands-on activities. So students can take heavy whipping cream and shake it and make butter. They can watch a goat being ultrasound. They can see and participate in skits on bee pollination. So taking like a puffball, putting it in powder, and then taking it to flowers to show the importance of bees and how the majority of the fruits and vegetables that we eat have to be pollinated, and a lot of that pollination happens by bees. So that's our biggest outreach to youth is through that third grade program. And we meet with high school students even later that say it's a core memory for them to come to Farm Day.
Yeah. So where do you hold Farm Day?
At the Yuba Sutter Fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bring everybody together there.
We have a great partnership with
So
the
it's
fairgrounds.
every year?
Every year.
Every September.
September. Oh, it's going to be coming up.
Yes.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah, so we'll be sending out the invitations to third graders, and if people don't get them, call our office. The more the merrier. The more students we can introduce to our community in agriculture. We're
I love
happy
it.
to do it.
Harry, how did you get involved? Tell me you're a farmer.
I am. So
there you go.
I have family farm walnuts and peaches in Live Oak, and so I kind of became a part of the organization to have a voice to put back. I've always been a belief of those. If you can't step up, if you want to have a voice, you got to be heard. This is a great organization to do it. I went through their leadership program to kind of further my journey with and deepen my relationship with the Farm Bureau. So I'm involved locally, try to be involved at the state level as well if I need to go to meetings and so forth like that on top of my day job. So that's the reason I kind of got involved.
You have a day job and a farm?
I do, yep. I do commercial lending and related to ag, so I focus on the ag side. So a lot of ag.
Who do you do commercial lending for?
I work for Columbia Bank here in town.
Which bank?
Columbia Bank, used to be Umpqua Bank.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I learned something every day. Did you guys know there was a Columbia Bank? Be honest with me.
Since I know
Only because you
age.
know
Yes.
that happens with banking. All of a sudden the name changes and you go, what happened? I had a hard time. I couldn't. The only reason I didn't bank at Umpqua is because I didn't know how to say it.
Yep.
So I'm glad you guys moved to Columbia.
Now it's easier.
It's what?
So it's a lot easier to pronounce now.
Oh, a lot easier. Leslie, how did you get involved?
Well, I'm new to the Farm Bureau team. I just came on board in May, recently retired law enforcement. But I
love you already. I was law enforcement in the military. I was a chaplain for Yuba City PD. Love law enforcement. We've had all 5 agencies on here.
Yeah, I've been here with Yuba County previously, but
I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah. So I am really excited to be back because I'm kind of going back to my roots. I actually grew up very involved with 4-H and FFA and youth agriculture programs, and I actually set out to become an ag teacher at one point and before transitioning into a different career path. But I worked a lot with the Farm Bureau when I was in law enforcement on some ag crime projects, and I've just always had a heart for. I was born and raised here, and it was such a big part of my life that now that I'm kind of in a second phase of my next chapter, I get to come back and do some things I really enjoy. So I came on as the program coordinator, so I'll be assisting with all of our great events coming up throughout the year and helping get a little more outreach into the community, social media management, and so here we are.
Radio.
I'm really happy to
TV.
be back. Yeah.
The sky's the limit.
We're friends. I just love this. This is the exciting part, right? So I find out things when I do interviews, and so does the community, and that's why we do what we do. And it's like it makes me wonder. I didn't know what the Farm Bureau was, right? And it's like I remember asking, and now I'm getting Clint Curry. I said, Clint, would you come on the air and talk about being a DA? He said, Fish, everybody knows what a DA is. I said, yeah, they watch Law and Order, right? You need to come on and tell them what our DA is. People love that interview. And I just know that being able to open this up, that's great that you grew up here.
Yeah.
This is your hometown.
It is, yeah.
Did you
love
grow up
seeing
here?
it.
I did. I grew up in Live Oak, born and raised in Live Oak.
You better tell me you did.
I am not from here. I'm a transplant, but it's a great community. I've been here for 5 years, and it really is. It's a big community, but definitely feels like a small community, very welcoming, and especially the farming and agriculture community. Is
So I understand I was born in Brooklyn.
Okay.
My dad was the only one born in this country. We're Italian, you know what I mean? It's like, and then after the military, I met my lovely wife overseas, and she was from California, and guess where I ended up?
There we go.
California,
Lucky guy.
coast to coast. But this community, don't you just love it? This is one of the most incredible places on the planet that you can live.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about advocacy for just a minute. So you guys have to do a very broad spectrum of advocacy because, like you said, you're trying to help youth. You know, you're trying to look down the road and say, how do we promote the events we do? How do we get the word out? How we can help? But can we talk just for a minute about because we offline you said something about sometimes the laws that come out of Sacramento don't understand the farmers.
Yeah.
I mean, we've experienced that across the board, or maybe even, all the way to Washington. They don't understand the community. So how exactly do you guys let them know this is who we are?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a great it's a great point. So kind of how we describe it a lot is that before, back in like the 1900s, people had to grow their own food. Like they were really connected to where their food came from. But over time, because of technology and innovation, less people have to be involved in producing food, and people can do other things, right? They can be radio hosts, they can be teachers, they can be all these different things, and so they kind of lose that connection of where their food comes from. And so what we try to do is we try to reconnect people. So on the local level, we have county-wide tours. So every year, the Farm Bureau hosts a tour either in Sutter County or Yuba County, and we invite elected officials, we invite county and city employees to spend the day with us, to go to different farms, to meet with a grower, to see a commodity or a product that is in season, eat a fruit right off the tree to experience that
Be
different.
my next question.
Right? Yeah, and like once you take
get a peach, let me just pull that puppy down.
Right, or you go into a tomato field and you get a fresh tomato or a plum. It is a different experience than the product that you get from the store. And really having that face-to-face conversation with the farmer, the person that is there every single day, that's watching their trees or their rice or the plants that they're growing every day, and making sure that it has the right nutrients to make sure that it's really excelling, so that way the farmer can produce the most quality product. And having those conversations about how the rules that are being made in Sacramento and Washington, D.C. are impacting the grower. If it's, adding a new regulation, adding a new cost to file reporting, all of that impacts a farmer's ability to grow food and to stay in business. And so people have the best intentions, in Sacramento and in the community. We really think they do, but they just don't understand all the intricacies that go into growing food.
Sometimes I think the more you get away from it, the less you understand what it's like for the operation.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's easy if we were just, corporate radio and I worked in some office somewhere, I probably, and had stations in different cities, I probably wouldn't understand Yuba Sutter, right? There's something about being there, and you guys are here.
Yeah, and on our growers, a lot of farmers, they like to do what they do. I mean, we're very fortunate to have a board of 22 members that answer the call when we say, hey, you want to come on the radio with us? And then they say yes.
Harry's not coming back.
We'll see how this goes.
Harry's like, you did this to me.
Right? Oh, of course. Well, and it's important. And a lot of people, and it's not just farmers. A lot of people, they know what they do, and they do it really well. So farmers, they grow food really well. They grow the commodities. They tend to their animals really well. And so being out in the spotlight isn't really comfortable for them. And so we bring people to where the growers are in their space so that we have those conversations. So we do that with our local officials. We do that with state officials. And then we also kind of flip the script and we bring our growers and our members to Sacramento or to Washington, D.C. And then we can meet with the elected officials and their staff, because we learn when we talk about doing advocacy that the staffers are really the people that have the ear of the elected official. So sharing the information with them and building those relationships there, and sharing business cards and saying, if you ever have a question that has to do with food production, animal husbandry, call us. Like we're close. We will answer your questions. If you want a specific story from a grower, we can make that happen for you.
How much are you guys involved in education? I know you talked about being involved, scholarships and FFA and that, and then you talked about doing a ton of third graders. My kudos to you. How many board members do you lose after that event, right?
It's funny because a lot of the education stuff that we do gets the most board participation.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So this year we...
Who doesn't love kids?
Right? Yeah. So this year we were really fortunate. We were able to give $90,000 in scholarships to high school seniors in the area. And so for this scholarship program, the students have to do an application, and then they come in for an interview. Well, we have 22 board members, and sometimes we have about 17 people on the interview panel. And so these high school seniors come in, sometimes they're in shock maybe about like the number of people that they get to talk to. And our board members see it as an opportunity to meet these young people who are so impressive. And I think some of the seniors are like, whoa, this is a lot of people to talk to. But that just shows that our board really supports the next generation.
It's the difference between doing a job interview where you just fill out an app online, or you go and actually are interviewed by the manager or whatever, or those interviews where it's a panel interview. Yep. So I can't imagine 17. I'd be like, I'd be out in the lobby on my knees praying before I walk in.
I know. And
Jesus help me.
We try to prep them, right? So we always have someone that is in the waiting for the students to come in, and so we prep them saying, that it is a full room in there. That is not something to be nervous about. They're just really excited to meet you because these students they have done great work, and a lot of them we've known through past involvement with the Farm Bureau, and so to be able to see them and to learn about what they want to do next really gets our board excited. But I think sometimes we forget that it can be terrifying being 17 or 18 going to an interview for a scholarship. So
it can be terrifying at 75.
It doesn't stop at the high school level either. We have our committee, the Young Farmers and Ranchers, and we see a lot of those folks come up through that like 18 to 30, 35-year-old college age young adult span, and then they end up coming up and becoming Farm Bureau members themselves. So we had a lot of current and past scholarship awardees helping us at the fair this year, and they come back around. So, you know, it starts at such a young level with the 4-Hers and the third graders, and then, I mean, we see them all the way through until the next generation, their kids are coming to us. So it's pretty rewarding.
Biggest thing to see the future in ag still coming back to the community. You know, that's what we really want to see is these kids getting involved and coming back to the young farmers and ranchers, then making their way to the boards locally to make a difference, right? That's what we really want to see. So
you have the events where, would you call it the farm tour, where that you take, right?
Yeah.
You ever thought about, because they got wine tours, you ever thought about just open that up to the public? Get a bus. We're doing a farm tour, man. You get to go.
Will you come be the MC on the bus and share?
I don't know enough about farming. I'd be
I'll give you some talking points.
I'm pretty sure that's a tomato. It's red. It's got. Oh, it's an apple. Okay.
Yeah, some counties do. So Butte County, they have during their Farm City Week, they have tours in Nevada County and Placer County. It's not something that we've done, but. Never,
it just seems like it's a big deal. Harvest used to be a big deal in our nation. That season, what is it, September, October? Am I right?
No, we start here. Actually, peaches started.
Oh, yeah.
Peaches started a couple weeks ago.
Oh, do you have peaches?
I do.
Where do you live?
I live in Live Oak. Come on up.
So if I pull over the side of the road, you see this guy.
Come on up.
Fish, don't steal those. I'll give you one.
Yeah, I mean, peaches started a little early this year, and we go all the way into November, depending on you know, rice and tomatoes, and depending on what grains we have. Yeah, it goes
Is
away.
California like that? We have a longer growing season.
We grow a lot of commodities, so we grow more commodities than any state in the nation.
Wow.
And so a lot of commodities have different seasonality.
Yeah.
So depending on where you are in California, most likely you can find a harvest happening.
Yeah.
Before I came here, I was stationed in Japan, and my wife, like I said, she came from California. So the Japanese grow rice, but they love Calrose rice. I don't know what it is. So that's how I heard about Calrose rice before I came here.
Oh.
And it's the only rice we have at our house. I'm just like, I don't know what it is. There's just something about the products that come out of California that are just awesome. And so how much of what California grows actually goes to other countries?
Oh, God.
A lot?
A lot.
Yeah. It depends on the commodity. We export a lot of almonds and a lot of rice. And funny that you mentioned rice, because we grow, I think, 99% of the Calro rice up in here in Northern California in the Sacramento
really?
Valley. So
I landed in the right place.
there you go. So if you like rice, most likely it's coming from a region, like from our region. So yeah, there's a lot of exports that go out.
That go out, yep.
Do peaches go overseas?
Mm-hmm. The stuff that's here locally is a lot of canning peaches, so we do export a lot of that. Yep.
Yeah, I had somebody came in and explained to me where the term cling peach came from. Mm-hmm. It clings to the
pit.
seed. Yeah, it's like, who knows that, right? You just oh, these are cling, must be grown in clingland. It's like, what do you know, right? You get such an education. It's like, also there's peaches that don't cling to the pit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're called freestone. Mm-hmm. What? Mm-hmm. I just thought they were, So I appreciate the ag community bringing education to those of us who were, raised in the city. If we got a peach, we were lucky.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is amazing. So tell me a little bit about where is the Farm Bureau going? What's you guys' vision? I know you have a vision for young people, for the next generation, which I think is super important. But what else is coming down the pike to encourage our community?
A lot of the work that we're doing, like you said, it's to sustain the agriculture community. So we've seen a lot of changes with, the age of the average farmer keeps on rising. So I think it's 65 now, and so we need.
Oh, they're young bucks.
Right. And a lot of them will work until their 80s, right? And because they don't, they're looking for people to come in and take over the business. And so California Farm Bureau has a mentorship program where we connect young farmers, so people that have been farming less than 10 years, to more established growers, to learn about business models and marketing and ways to get the most product out and the best quality product out into different markets. Leslie brought up our Young Farmers and Ranchers program. That's for 18 through 36. We actually we're having an event on July 10th. So this is for anybody that's interested in agriculture. You don't have to be a farmer or rancher right now. You can work in banking, you can work in marketing, you can work in any industry, but having an interest in where your food comes from and wanting to support farmers, and maybe you have a backyard garden and you want to learn more about the other commodities that are grown. That's a group, and we hope to recruit members from the Young Farmers and Ranchers program into different careers that support agriculture, because growing the product is one career, but there are so many careers that go into nutrition and accounting and marketing and legislation and policy. And so what our goal is to introduce those careers to anybody that's has a connection or interest to food. So we do that. We want to really sustain and keep agriculture as the main industry here in the Yuba Sutter area.
All right. So before we get off here, I want to talk about funding. So how is the Farm Bureau funded? Is it membership funded? Do you guys get grants? How do you keep this going? What sustains it?
So we are a membership organization. So we have three members of three levels of membership. Well, four. We have a business support member. So that is for businesses that are farms and ranches or supporting businesses. And then we have our agricultural membership, and that's for farmers and ranchers. We have our associate membership, and that's for people that maybe don't have a direct connection to growing food, but they want to support farmers. And so they get our Crop Talk magazine, they get weekly e-newsletters from us, they get invited to all of our events. So it's to support people that they potentially know. And then we have our collegiate membership, and that's for $25, and that's for anybody over the age of 16 to 24. So that way they can start to learn about agriculture. And then we actually own an insurance company. It's called Farm West Insurance Services. So Harry can talk a little bit about that. He serves on that board.
I sit on that board as well. Yeah, so Farm West is an insurance company.
When do you go to work?
I gotta, in between, just run back and forth a little bit. I just work out of my truck. Just go back and forth.
It's called your office.
Yeah, it's my little office. Farm West is an insurance company we purchased, and it helps support kind of our vision moving forward as well. It supports our ag community and any type of insurance needs that you might have. Recently we were at the auction, and we are big on putting money back in our community, right? And we spent quite a bit there, and it to show that, hey, we are here to support our local community, here to support our kids. But it's been great. I sit on that board and have learned a lot about insurance. I deal with insurance on the banking side, but learning about it sitting on that board is a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah.
And then I think we would kind of be remiss to say all of our events that we host through the Farm Bureau, they go through our Fund for Ag Education, and we have really great community support. So we have a lot of communities. We have sponsorship levels that are available to sponsor either specific events or our organization as a whole. And the ag community and the local non-ag community really support those events. So we're very fortunate there.
I love it. This is really good stuff. I appreciate you guys coming on. Leslie, did I meet you? Is that how this happened?
Yes, I reached out to you because I was excited to share all about the things we're doing, and wanted to get that information out.
So how do we get her a raise?
Right? Well, talk to our bosses here, right?
I am not ashamed to ask for stuff like that, Leslie.
I'm just happy to be on the team.
Yeah, this is really great. This is great information. So we'll talk about how do we continue to get information, because I tell people, if you want people to know, I've had businesses on Calusa Highway say, everybody knows where I'm at. I don't know about you. I drive down Calusa Highway. That those buildings just pass by.
Yeah.
I'm not looking, unless I'm hungry, and then I'm looking for Antonio's or something. And it's that way. So it's one thing to get information in front of people, and that's what we just did. It's another thing to keep it in front of them so they don't forget. Look, this is who we are, and this is what we do. So any event you guys have, let me know. You can just send the information to info@93qradio.com. And if somebody wants to be part of this, what's the best way for them to connect with the Farm Bureau?
Oh, we have lots of options. You can call us directly at 673-6550 is our office number. We have a great website with lots of good information on it about our events and programs and services.
And what's that
membership?
website?
ysfarmbureau.com, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, that's
so
easy.
It's an
Because
easy.
people
Yeah.
driving when they're listening, they're not going to write the phone number down.
Yeah.
So ysfarmbureau.com.
And or
Perfect.
follow us on social media. We have Facebook
Oh.
and Instagram. And I'm behind the curtain currently.
So if there's something you don't like on Facebook, you know where to look, right?
Or come by and see us. Our office is at 475 North Pelora in Yuba City. And we're right across the hall from Farm West Insurance as well. So you can kill two birds with
the
one stone
insurance
there.
is right.
Right across.
How cool is that?
One-stop shop.
Oh my gosh, what's next? All right, well listen, did I forget anything? Anything else you guys would like to add?
I want to give a quick plug to our truck amnesty inspection is tomorrow. We're doing a CHP partnered truck inspection at the Sikh Temple on Terra Buena Road tomorrow from 7 a.m. to noon approximately. And what that is designed for is to, the trucks are already getting rolling for harvest season, but we want to make sure everybody's safe and in compliance. And so they offer this service to look over your truck and let you know what may or need fixed to get you compliant on the road and, avoid those costly citations. So come out and see us at the Sikh Temple on Terra Buena Road tomorrow from 7 to noon.
Sikh Temple. Yeah, okay. Terra Buena, I know where that's
Yeah.
at.
Yep.
I have traveled outside the city.
Venture out just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far out, man. When you get too far out, you don't have the Brick Coffee House or Casa Carlos. I have my priorities. It's called lunch. Listen, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate this, and hopefully we can do something where people can recognize that there is advocacy for what they do. In particular, I think of the small farmer. Not that I don't think of the large ones, but the small farmers and the kids that are growing up, having a place where they can land and go, they'll help me get where I want to go. Thank you for bringing up that there is a mentor program. How awesome is that? And so there is a place, because there might be a kid out there. I love, Leslie, what you said while you were in law enforcement. And all of a sudden, now you're back where your roots are. Where your roots are. See how I did that?
Yes.
Where your roots All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Look forward to coming back.
Yep.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 70 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted experts for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. We change lives.